Hi. We we live in a special time that everything can change over one night, and in a second, in our this, and it have happened something that make me need to recording an episode. It's because I need to test my podcast, and because something have happened. I live in Sweden. I'm not in Russia. I'm not in Ukraine. I am in Sweden, and we belong to the Western country, wealthy countries, and we are not in NATO yet, at least. But for 2 days ago, I suddenly didn't have any listener from those other countries that I normally have. And I don't think that my listener and follower, they suddenly disappear of themselves. And in my I can see who am listen at my podcast, and I saw it was only Russia Federation, did it say. No other countries that have been listened to my podcast, and it was in the night. It was when it was night in Russia, so it was not in the daytime. So that I saw also. That was very strange that they did. And then I can tell who what they were listening at, and that make me happy. But maybe it's something going on that is a negative, because it was the episode that is in the last I have recording. You are a child of God, and start and end your day with these words, and build a relationship with God. Those three was of interest of this Russia. And so I do this test today because I want to see. Normally I get many listeners at once when I upload a new episode. So that's what I see today, if it's happen, or else I have to write to my provider for this podcast that something is wrong, something is going on, like being hacked of those Russia. And we know that in Sweden. We know that they may be not making a war with us, Russia, but they going to hack and kill our communications and in electricity, gas, and these such of things they going to cut off because we are not in Russia eyes, we are not neutral. We have sent weapon to Ukraine, but it's old military things, but it doesn't matter because weapon is weapon, it's kill, even if it's old. And it have going from Denmark, have going, I don't know how many they were, but it was many old ambulance going to Ukraine, and they are there now. And some Swedish people go with it also to help. And my daughter told me last time she was talking to me that her church is going to get many people from Ukraine, but they have always been connected to Ukraine, her church, because those poor people in Ukraine have coming and worked for the church in the summer for many years. And my daughter say that they are going to have children, but the children, it can be, I think, up to 18 years old. They have contact with since many years with a child care home, the orphans home. So they have, her church have a camping place. So they rent out cottage in the summer. So they have place for these people to come and go out from the war. So that's good. They do that because now today, I don't really know the date of the date. I think is 12 March, and it have been much killing in Ukraine, and so it's very bad for these people, and I'm wondering, and maybe you have also wondering, why Ukraine is so interesting for Russia. It's have been back and forward, and sometimes Russia have had Ukraine area. It have been Russia, and most people in Ukraine, they speak Russia, but Ruski. But today they have their own languages. So they try to go away from Russia as much as they can. And that is what it's about today, that Putin, he don't want Ukraine to go to the Western unit, the Western country. He want people to be communist thinker, and that's an old believe and thinking that it doesn't work today, but they still hold it. And Ukraine is like, for Putin, is it like a rebellious area? Because they have taken away trash statues of Russian heroes, Russian political people, and then a new language, and they look at to United States, Sweden and Finland and all these countries that is in the West that am not communist. And when Ukraine was together with Russia, when Russia owned Ukraine, people was so poor, very, very poor. It's some parts in Russia that is very, very poor, that the political people don't care. I have been to communist countries, and those cities that the political people live in or have lived, those cities is very is like Western cities. They have everything that we have here, but then if they don't live in those villages and cities, then they don't care about them, and those area is poor. So it's the same as in religion. The proud of men make it what we see and hear in the world. That's why we should not be in the world, because it's very depression to be in the world. Sometimes it can be fun, but most of the time it's depression. It's negative for us. It's poisoning us. And I can tell today, this morning, we have chemtrails in the sky. We have not had it for a very long time. I notice it. I start to see it in year 2015, that there were many tracks in the sky, and it was not this normal coming out from airplane, because what's coming out from the airplane, it's disappear very fast. But this we have trails now when I sit there recording, and they go slowly away. They seems like they never disappear, and they going down on the ground. So something have started now in Sweden, that they spread something on us, and we I don't go out when it's chemtrails. I have not done that since 2015 when I start to see it, and I can do it because I retired. I was retired before. I was retired for my age. I was retired because I were sick in my body. So I have not working since year 2000 when God come and talked to me, and I had to work sometimes in United States when I was homeless, but I didn't work for a long time. As soon as it was time to get health insurance from where I was working, then they fired me because they didn't want to pay that for me. So it's 3 months. In that time was it 3 months, and they need to pay health insurance. So I only work shorter than 3 months. So I can choose when I want to go out. I don't go out when it's cloudy either. When it's cloudy, so it's going to the ground, then it gives us so much poison. So I don't go out, and it doesn't matter for me if I am not going out for appointment with a doctor like that. Then I need to go out, or else I can be inside my home and enjoy it to be. Now I see it's coming like an airplane, but this is something I have understood as having PhD in psychology, and am interested of the brain, that there is coming an airplane, and it go very fast for to be a airplane with people, many people there. It's go very quick, and I will see what this trail behind the airplane will do. Because if it's a real from an airplane, it will go away very quick. I will see. It should go away in this time I sit here and talk to you. And the airplane, what I have learned about the UFO with all my meetings with them, whatever it is, sometimes I think aliens can be from God. That is, have with God to do, as God say that to me, that they are the people of the future, and he thought it was not a stupid question to ask it. And before 2000, I had many meetings with aliens, and they also abducted me. At least twice I have been abducted that I know about, but it can be much more. So, those airplanes that we see can be false. It can be fake, because it can be a UFO that our brain doesn't recognize that UFO vehicle. So the brain translate it to be an airplane, but it can look something else. Or it went very fast. It was very high up, so it was not going down in Copenhagen, or else it had been lower now, because we are so close. With a car, is it about 1 hour to drive to Copenhagen International Airport, but this was too high up to have started to go down to the airport. And it's like all of these trails that is in the sky. This airplane, the trail have not going away yet. It stay there and spread out very slowly in the sky, and that's what it have been done the whole morning. So something is going on, and we are about 80 miles, Swedish miles, from Ukraine. So it's not, we are in the neighborhood of Ukraine, but I don't think that it's gonna be a war, literally war. It's gonna be like the devil do. He hide. So it's gonna be with internet, telephones. I didn't know. I have just bought Reuters for my Wi-Fi in my home, and it's a modern. It's the newest you can buy, and a little expensive one, because in my old router that was okay, but I changed it because I saw that it was going in. Other people was going in on it, and this one is more secure. And still, when this router I have, I had it in the past. I was working with computers, and I have the most modern computers, and I had, now it's coming one more airplane, very busy in the sky today. So I wonder if it's going to Ukraine here, from here. And I dropped what I was talking about. It's our neighborhood, and I bought a fancy Reuters because I saw it was going in from other people, and this new Reuters it stops sometimes. In the past, was it what I was talking about when the airplane came? It it was a bank card security Reuters already in 1997, and I had the internet provider. I had it in next block from where I lived, so I walked to them almost every day and told them that you need to turn on my internet because it's have locked down, and the card I had, bank security card, it locked my computer every time someone tried to go into it. And this one is doing the same, but today I don't need to call the provider. This Reuters, it kick out what's not in should be there. So if someone try to go in on and look at what I'm doing on my computer, on my internet, this one know who is who. So it only kick out them. But it be like a little stop on the internet, and I see it when I am on the internet. So it's working as it should. But that is, and then also I have my password I had on Facebook. I have to come into Facebook. I don't. Facebook is saying, do you want to save the password? And I say no every time. And I have a very long password, very long. It's maybe 15 letters and numbers and different kind of signs of it. So it's very hard to find it out. And then I had it in my computer, but on a notepad. So it's not connected to internet at all. So that's easy to copy what I have for password from the notebook and place it in on Facebook. But then it's Facebook ask me, do you want to save it? And I say no. And that is so very secure to do it. You can do the same to make it that your password is not be stolen and you be hacked in the places where you are. You don't need to have it on the internet. And of course, if you are in where it's many people, you can't have it so easily open, but you can have it in your wallet where you have your money. You don't need to have it on the desk, and you don't need to have it on the computer so they can see it. Today it's very much this with the security. I have a spirit here. It's someone, but I need to talk a little more about what's going on. I get very much emails, and I am official person. I have websites, so they see my email address, and they write me about to go in. It's a link to different places to go in, and they say it changed our information about you. You have to change it and these things. And they also say you have a package. You have something on the mail box that we couldn't deliver it to you, so you need to go in and change that so we can deliver it to you, like this. And then he said, is it a link? It's hard for an old person to remember these things, but I'm not so. My brain is working good, and I know if I have ordered something that should come with a in my post box, so I know this is fake. And then other time when I am a little, I wonder what it is. I get it from this security about bank card and these things. It's only to look at where the mail is coming from, and you see that it's not that company's address. It's something else address, and then it's only to block it or only delete it. I know it's hard for ordinary people to understand these things, but I have working on the internet since 1994, so I am very common with this. I know these things, and before the pandemic, they start to be more technical, there come mails to me, and it says that some person have died, and they find my last name, my surname, and I have money to get. And it's so crazy sometimes, it's millions, because those in Africa and other places, they have this kind of money that 1 million for them is a small amount of money. It's not very big as it is for us. So sometimes is it that make my day. I laugh about it. But it's sad that some people think they have got money from unknown ancestors. And for me it's so fun, because I am the only one that have that short name in the whole world. So no one can have died that have the same name as me. And sometimes they say they don't even say the name, because they send it out in so many males, so they are like unknown to me, unknown ancestors, and they write your country. They don't say Sweden because they don't know where they are sending, because they are sending 1,000 per day to different countries. So I have going through all this and love scam thing. So it's today is it to hold the ears open and the eyes open, and also to remember that we are in this time. This time when good is bad and bad things are good, that the shift of frequencies in the air have started to affect us. I use very much technology, so I maybe think that we could have stopped with 4G, but now we have 5G, and I have that 5G a net very close to me, very close to me, and sometimes it's good because I can drive around with my scooter in the forest and still have internet because it's so strong. But it's not good for the body, and I am careful with I have the phone on in the night with music on, because I have learned that it's hard for those aliens that have been in my home, that they have hard when a radio's disturbed, and that I got confirmed with this King Saul, that he had musicians because he was mental sick and he needed to have something that disturb his thoughts. And for me, is it to disturb those visitors. But sometimes I wake up in the morning and I have had a visit, and then I see that my telephone has stopped to play music. And it was even when it was other switch to turn off the music, not this telephone, the modern telephone we have now. It was an ordinary radio. It could be turned off, so they can do that and then do their work, whatever they are doing in the night. But today, because when they are coming when I'm sleeping in the night, I wake up and then I have lots of scars on my body, and it's itching because it's like a little inflammation in them or whatever they do with this. But I have it in places where I can't reach. I can't reach it with my hands, my arms, and it is there. So I try to avoid that they will come. So that is to have music on and then I have a little light on so it's not total dark in the room. And then before I go to bed, before I fall to sleep, I talk to God to protect me in the night. And as soon as I forget, sometimes my brain is so tired of this. You know, I was in a car accident and my brain was hurt. And when the good thing is when I lay down in a bed, I fall to sleep in a few seconds. So sometimes I can't talk to God before I fall to sleep. And then is it. At least 50% of it I have had visit in the night. So my talking to God protect me. So I have told you to talk to God in the morning and talk to God before going to bed to protect you. And it doesn't need to be a long talking to God. It's when you wake up, you say, I thank you, God, for waking me up to this morning, and thank you for a good night's sleep and these things. We don't need to ask God for something. It's only to ask him to protect your day. That's it. You don't need to have a long talk. Now it's at the airplane again. It's going very much airplane to this morning. But maybe is it that they are flying to Ukraine. But those two last airplanes, they are going from Ukraine. They are going away. So that maybe they are this airplane that have people from Ukraine running away from the war. Maybe it's why it's so much airplane this morning. So you understand, I am very close to Ukraine. So the war that is going on, it's very sensitive for. I see an airplane, one more airplane. It never so much airplane, even if I live close to Copenhagen airport. But these are the next airplane. It's going to Ukraine or somewhere else, but it's going to Russian direction. So something is going on. Something is going on. And I wrote for, maybe it was just before the war was coming. It was in a newspaper that, and on television, that it was those drones, flying objects you can have. The drones, in the same time, it was drones on over many nuclear plants here in Sweden. And I wrote it. I post it and I say, either is it UFO or else is it Russia that spy. And it was before the war I wrote it, because it was not something assume, because that was intelligence. It was intelligence, life experience, what I know. That they say it was big drones. It was about 2 meters wide in circle, and that is not a private drone you have. That is not allowed to have. But the media, of course, they say it was. They say it was like tourists wanted to take picture of the nuclear plant, but it was a very bad explanation, and I think they knew it, and they think that we are so stupid that we think it is what the media is saying. But that evening when the drones was over the nuclear plants, it was very much wind. It was storm. And still the drones could fly in the air, so that was very big drones that could hold the wind and fly there. And then the police took helicopters. They go up with helicopters to see what it was going on, and they couldn't chase them. It's going so fast away, so they couldn't know what it was. And then they explained it for media that it was tourists that want to see have picture, but no one should ever send up an expensive drone when it's storm weather. No one. If it wasn't so big, so it could hold the storm, so it could fly in a storm. So what we know today, that it was the Russian have taken the nuclear plants in Ukraine. So that's one of the targets. If they should hit Sweden, it's to do something with our nuclear plants, and that is very, very dangerous for not only our countries around here, but also for the whole world, because it changed so much. So that's the only thing I think about. I'm not worried about myself, but I'm worried about if they do something with a nuclear plant. They can be so crazy, so they make like a suicide for themselves and take us with them in this. So, but we can't walk around and think about it, because we need to hold the peace inside us. We need to hold the peace inside us, because if you do that, you hold the peace on the outside also. And that's how you can see it in psychology. You can see that if it's a chaos on the outside, then it's also most likely that is a chaos inside a person also. and doing war. It has something with the inside of a person that is a leader for war. Because people in peace, they want to have peace. And I don't want to talk so much political, and I don't want to talk about war, because it's personal things I'm talking about. Your relationship with God, that's the most important, and to hold that peace that God wants us to have, and the Spirit make me get headache, so I need to let it come forward, because or else I maybe have this headache. I never have a headache, but this one give me that. It's in very much inside me, in the head. So that's a man, at least I see. And he's a pretty young, not very young, he's maybe 30 years old. Slim, of course, and he looked like he's relaxing. He tell me with his attitude that he's very sure of himself. He have a high self-esteem, and he is not worried. He's not worried at all. He say that those he talking about places that need to do their own things, so that's not something you need to be worried about, he say to us. It's not only for me, it's for you also. So he said, of course it is. He say that the history repeat itself. It's going up and down in waves, and those in the war that is of God's people, they are protected, so nothing is going to happen with them. It's one way to clean out those that is not good, that in some way not the killing, but it's disturbing also. It's both sides use it, he say. It's the bad, evil side, they use the disturbing attack to win a victory. But that can also be used of the good. So it's the same, but they also, the evil copy very much of the good things to look like it's good in people's eyes, when their agenda is to kill and steal the joy of people, steal the happiness, steal. And so they copy the good for people to have hard to know what they should believe in. He says this. he said this, that these things, when people lie and are good in to lie, they hold into close to the truth for people to not understand that they are lying. A good liar hold themselves very close to the truth. So it's very hard for ordinary people to understand, and they go with the flow. And the flow, the big group, mostly they don't have right. It's like a chain reaction, he say. It's a chain reaction. It started with a powerful person or people, powerful, and those people that have low self-esteem and mentally sick and sick mental people, they follow those strong, as they see, strong leaders. And with this sadist mental sick people is coming other people to see, oh, there is a big group of people that they must have right in what they are doing, and it's going on like a chain of destruction and destroying things. It's a very strange thing he do. He take a pipe and he smoke in it, and I know it. In heaven they don't smoke. It's something that is in the world. So it's something he want to show me with this smoking pipe. That he say in the same time it's not that people are saying this very often. It's not smoke without the fire. I think there is all over the world people say something like that. They say that it must be something behind these things that people are talking about. But it doesn't need to be that. It doesn't need to be a fire. People can make a smoke by themselves. So this is what he was telling me, that you need to be careful and see where the smoke is coming from. Where is the source of what you see a group of people, what they are doing? And of course in this war time we live in, it's many that make lots of money, and it's very much fake going on, that they get money from this situation we live in. And it's already been discovered that some organizations have taken the money people give for Ukraine to be something else for themselves, personal, private, wealthy. So it's not one right line and one wrong line and then nothing. it's much going on that you have to be careful with and think about. Yesterday they did on television a long show that they got money to give to Ukraine. So it's very much money going on. And the United States also are giving very, very much money. So it's about money. It's not only about, it's very little about the people in Ukraine. It's very little. It's other things that make other countries react as they do. And it's on his way to walk away, so thank you for this little short message, but good message. We have to hold our peace, and for 1 month ago the media was very occupied of the pandemic, the virus, and suddenly they got another subject, and now it's like, I don't want to say conspirate about it, but it's very strange that when the virus was on its way to fade away, they stop it. They never talk about the pandemic anymore in Sweden, and now media got this with Ukraine, and it's the whole time. If I turn on the television, is most of the channel is talking in some kind of talking about Ukraine, and it's like, oh, now we got the subject, and everything, other things that happen, it for 1 week there were nothing happened in Sweden. It was only in Ukraine it's happened things, but now it start to be like media know that people start to be bored to hear about Ukraine the whole time. So now they start to tell us other news also, what's happened in Sweden. So, but 1 week there was nothing happen in Sweden. That's how they are, media. That's why we should not run with them. We have to sit back and then focus on God and hold us peace. And if we are interested of something in the news, we have to look and find where are the source coming from. We need to know that we live in a fake world. It's very much illusions going on. The first days of the war in Ukraine, they were showing us videos, but then they start to say that's a video is from a game. It was a fake, and they show how they were fighting, and then was it a game they have copied. So it's very, very hard for us that is not inside these things to know what is real and what is fake. So that's why we need to hold the peace inside us and peace around us. Many people hate now, and the devil love it. But there is good Russia people that try to stop Putin to do what he is doing. There is evil people in Ukraine that love that this war is going on because they create money. So that's many ways to see it. So you can't only look at one and say this is good and that is bad, because life is not like that. So that's this is my test. This was an episode I did to test if something is wrong with the podcast, and I don't get any listener from other countries, and I only get from Russia. So something maybe is on its way to happen, and I am going to write to my provider about it if I don't get any listener from other countries that I normally get from many countries listener. So thank you and God bless you. And if this is Friday, so I wish you a nice weekend and a nice day whenever you listen on this. God bless you. God loves you and I love you too.